Well, it wasn't a very good episode for her because she fucking fell off the table, or the chair slipped out from under her. She fell and hit her head on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the Unix podcast. My name is Ethan, and I am going to be your host for today as well. And I am joined by my lovely co-host David.
Hello,
and Stanley. David, Stanley, how are you guys doing today?
We're doing good.
Doing
My feet
good.
are cold.
You're not wearing socks.
Yeah,
This
wait,
is
don't
on you.
say that. You don't have to say that.
Guys, she's not wearing socks. Guys, check out our OnlyFans.
No,
Wait,
don't do that.
Wait, David, do you walk around your house with no socks?
Well, it depends.
Depends.
Yeah, if it's hot, I take them off. You know, after a long day of work, you want to.
Oh, you like
Yeah.
them toes? They get kind of wet.
Yeah.
Especially if you work outside and during the winter, right? It gets soggy, really soggy, and I like to take my socks off after work, and yeah.
But do you have hardwood floors or tile?
I do, yeah.
Doesn't that get too cold though, or are they heated or something?
Since it's upstairs, and you know how warm hot air rises and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I get
so
that.
it's not cold per se, but I don't know. It just seems like since it's such a big house here, the air doesn't move around as much as it does in my house, which is not as big. So
Okay, because with my experience, during the winter, my feet get way too cold when I'm not wearing the socks.
Yeah.
And then when I try to sleep, it's impossible. I can't sleep with really cold feet. So
well, okay, so I have this gamer strat, right? So when you're in bed, right, and I have this really long bed, and so
Yeah.
the way that I do it is that I get the blankets and everything, and I flip them up and then tuck them under my feet. So
it's that meme. It's that meme.
You have a built-in sock.
yeah. It's that meme.
And it works so well that I stopped sleeping with socks on because
you slept with socks on.
I used to sleep with socks on
That's-
because my feet would get too cold.
I can't sleep with socks on just because I don't like the way it feels if you rub your socks on the blanket. I just don't like that feeling. And my room does not have any windows, so there's no way cold air can get in. So I don't mind.
Oh my gosh, I love right now is perfect timing for sleeping because at night it's it gets so cold out you can leave your window open, and when you go to sleep in your room it's really cold in the room, and then you close it so that it doesn't get too hot when it becomes morning, and so you're sleeping, your bed is super comfortable but your room is cold, so it's did you ever do that thing when you're a kid where you stick your arm or your leg out the bedding and then it gets really
What do
cold?
you mean
and
if you're a
put
kid?
it back
I
up?
still do that.
I do not.
I still do that.
I cannot relate with that. I know. I
Really?
do not do that. What?
It's it's such a good feeling because it's so cold and then it's so warm.
No,
You gotta stick your
no,
toes out.
I
Yeah?
don't. No,
You don't stick your toes
no,
out?
no,
You
no.
don't do that anymore?
I've got the wrap. bro.
Well,
I've got the
sometimes-
wrap.
Oh, but if it's too hot,
Oh, yeah,
What
if
I
it's
do
too
if
hot,
it's
yeah.
too hot, I just take my whole blanket and just hug the blanket like that, like a body pillow or something.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. But I do not do the weird thing where you put your arm out of the blanket and then put it back in. The closest thing that I can relate to that is maybe flipping the pillow, I guess.
Nah,
Well,
not really.
I don't.
no, it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the
It's
same.
the same.
bro. But when it does get too hot, I will literally just sleep with one sheet, one.
I only have the one blanket. I never understood that. I think it's
You gotta
a
double layer
Western
during the
concept.
winter.
It's a Western concept where you have multiple sheets or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I just have the one
Let
blanket.
me break it down for you. You got the sheet. You got
Yeah.
one blanket, two blanket, comforter.
How do you have some? Do you not get? I guess that's why it gets so hot in the summer. Do you have that same setup during both winter and
No.
okay.
Because in winter, winter, that works, and then that's why I leave my window open so that it's really
Okay,
cold in my
okay.
room.
Gotta layer up.
Yeah, you gotta layer up.
I don't know. I just have the one blanket. I don't have a bed because I found it a lot more comfortable just sleeping.
Wait, you don't have a?
I don't have a bed.
A bed frame, but you still have a mattress.
No. I don't even have a mattress. I just I
You
lay
just
down
sleep on the floor.
in Japan
listen
where you use
loud.
a futon or whatever.
Yeah.
Similar to that, but I found it very comfortable. Just because when I sleep on a mattress, if it's not a really good mattress, if it's not sturdy, my back hurts so much when I wake up.
That's why you get a really nice mattress.
I don't have money. And
okay, fair enough.
You know,
But it's it's such a good investment because think about how much time you spend sleeping.
I
And think about-
2/3 of your life,
and
or
think
whatever
about-
it is,
I don't-
or
it's
1/3.
not two-
1/3 of your life.
You
How
only
much time
have
do you spend
1/3 of
sleeping,
your
Stanley?
life.
A lot of time sleeping. It might be for me.
I mean, I don't know. I just like the feeling of just the floor. It's very. You guys can
Oh,
support
you-
me on this, right, guys?
You like the secureness.
No, man, I don't.
Well, I'm
You like something holding you.
no.
It's just like I don't get it because if you don't have enough support in between you and the floor, you're basically just sleeping on the floor. How does that not hurt your back?
Because, well, if I'm lying on my side, it hurts a bit, right? But if I'm
Yeah.
laying just like straight floor, I feel like that's the best position
You
to
sleep
sleep
on your back?
Yeah, I tried the best.
I sleep on my back.
You just sleep
don't
coffin.
No, I just like I lie down like this. Maybe my hands up like this.
the little kid in bed.
But
I call that the little kid getting tucked in at night.
But I don't know. I've had mattresses in the past before. You know, with the whole the frame, the whole the whole shabam.
The whole shebang.
You know, like an actual bed.
Yeah, like a normal person. Wow, that's so crazy.
But I don't know. I found my back hurt whenever I woke up in the morning, and my dad had similar issues as well, which is why he always slept on the floor. And also, it's easier just to. It looks a lot more tidy in my room just because I don't have a bed, and it takes up. It does. I have so much more space because I don't have a bed. So what I do is I have a chair, like set to one wall, and I just fold my blankets and put it on that. Yeah.
So you really do it like Japanese style, where it's like
I
it's
guess,
like
yeah,
futon,
yeah.
and they put it all away during the day.
Yeah, except I don't have the closet thing, which I think most people do in Japan. But
I don't. I still feel like if you just had a nice mattress, it would be like life changing for you.
I think you should
'Cause
invest. You should try it.
I literally used to.
I have tried it.
I
That's
tried
not
a better
bad.
one.
nice one.
A nicer
'Cause
one.
I used to sleep on. I had these mattresses for like years, like probably since I was like 6 or 8 or something
Yeah.
like that, right? And I finally replaced them because they were so shitty and so old that I couldn't use them anymore, and I had outgrown them. Like my feet were sticking off the end.
Like a twin size bed.
Yeah, so then I went to. I think they're like the. It's not the next one up because that's what, like a queen.
I think it was the one under the twin.
I think you might have moved up to the twin. Maybe.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
it's-
move up
A twin
to
is pretty
yeah.
big.
A queen's way too
Yeah,
big. It's
yeah.
definitely not a queen. But like finally I could, my whole body fit on the damn bed.
Good for
And
you, good for
we
you.
went to like this place, and like this guy, like it was his whole job to sell beds. First of all, that's crazy. Like that's your job, to sell beds. And he was like a sleep expert or something like that. He had it on his name tag, and I was just
Got 9
like,
hours of sleep every single day.
expert.
Yeah.
And yeah, he convinced me that like I needed to try this mattress because it was like it had some like technology where the
They
top
always
of the
say that.
mattress
They
was
always
always
say
gonna be
that.
cold, which is
They
true.
always say that.
There's
Top of the
always going to
mattress
be
is,
a new
like, cold.
technology.
Yeah.
Like I've never once like sweated in this bed. Like that used to be a huge problem because like I would always get too hot and I'd sweat. But this one, it doesn't happen, and it was like I don't know how much it was, but it was pretty expensive. But like sleeping in this
You didn't
bed
pay for
is
it?
life changing.
You didn't pay for it.
No.
Speaking of sleeping, you guys experienced like naps, right, in the middle of the day?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate those.
I hate them too.
I hate
can't
them
do
like
it.
so much.
You don't like that?
I can't do
Well,
it.
it depends
I
on
can't
how
do it.
long they're. If they're like a 30-minute nap, I'm okay. But if they're like
30
2
minutes
hours,
isn't enough for me, and then 1 hour is usually still not enough. I have to do like 2-hour naps, but then I wake up feeling awful.
yeah, like those 2-hour
Really?
naps. I just
Yeah.
had one before I came into the podcast, and I felt awful because I was sweaty. Right, I felt so disorientated because I needed more sleep. But the thing is, I thought I would feel better, but I felt so bad.
Naps are usually a trap for
Yeah,
me too,
yeah.
where it's like, I used to do this all the time when I would come home from school. It's like you just got done with your 6-hour day, and you're like, holy shit, I need to like lie down. And then real quickly that would turn into 30 maybe hour-long nap, and I would wake up feeling worse than when I went to lay down.
With me, dude, I would wake up at 6 to go to the gym or whatever, and then when I would come back, I would eat, and I'd be like, dang, I'm kind of tired. Like, I shouldn't have woken up that early, and then I would take a nap. It would be like, okay.
I think it's because you work out so much, it's beneficial to sleep more. But since I sleep because I don't need to expend energy, right? with with you, because you're expending so much energy, you kind of need that sleep. But with me, I just sleep for the sake of sleeping. Get what I mean? Like,
How do you sleep for the sake of sleep?
I don't know.
You sleep because you're tired, right?
No,
Like-
well, sometimes you get bored of life and you just knock out for a few minutes. And I don't know. You get bored and you like, don't have anything else to do.
Do you guys ever have those days where it's just like they're just filler days? You know, like a
Yeah,
filler
yeah,
arc,
yeah.
and they're literally just filler days. Like
I hate those days. It's like, which is why I enjoy spending time outside. Thank God I have a dog for just like as an excuse to walk
just an
outside,
excuse to get
because I felt
outside,
so
yeah.
awkward just walking outside for no reason, just to walk outside.
I actually didn't. I didn't feel awkward when I used to do that. Like I would
I
just.
still feel awkward if I walk alone outside.
Yeah,
I
it's
like-
awkward,
dude,
right?
I pull a white person move and I call them nature walks. You just go on a little nature walk. Detox or whatever they call it. Yeah.
But I enjoy those like 40-minute walks with my dog, and they're fun. But sometimes he can be a real nuisance, especially if he tries to meet another dog. He has, you experienced it before. If he meets a new person, he pees for some reason.
He
Like
gets
you
a little
saw
too
it too.
excited.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
gets
yeah.
a little too excited.
And, like it's so weird. It's like, is it a defense mechanism or something?
But it's gonna scare people away.
Yeah. But I don't know. He loves meeting new people, which is weird because when we first got him, going on a side tangent a bit here. When we first got him, he was terrified. He was just like, he was the most shy dog at the adoption place, but he's so open to meeting new people. He's so loud. My goodness, he's loud.
Huskies.
Huskies, yeah,
that's what
Huskies.
they do.
I'm sure you can attest to that as well,
Yeah.
Ethan. Sassy, yeah. But going back to sleep, maybe I will invest in a mattress one day.
I would recommend it, yeah.
I don't
Especially if you are like, because it's like, the other thing is like, think about how, like, you don't want to spend more time than you need to sleeping because you want to be awake
That's
and
true.
doing
That's
things.
true,
And
yeah.
it's like, the quality of your sleep matters. It's like REM sleep versus, or whatever it's called. Is it REM sleep?
REM,
Yeah,
REM.
yeah.
REM, yeah.
That one.
Rapid
And it's
eye
like,
movement, whatever.
that sort of like sleep, it like, God, I used to have one of those watches that would track that thing, and on the nights where it said I got more REM sleep, I woke
Felt
up
better.
feeling great, and I didn't have to sleep as much.
And I also think, well, the time amount you sleep matters,
Mm-hmm.
but also I think when you sleep and what time you wake up also
Well,
matters
yeah,
too.
of course, it's
Yeah.
your circadian rhythm.
Yeah, and I feel so productive when I wake up early. Like I used to go
Yeah.
to the gym at like 5 a.m. and it sounds terrible, but to me it was like, oh, there's a schedule for me. For the reason why for me COVID was so bad was because I didn't have a schedule. Right, I had
Right,
online
yeah.
classes through the college that we go to, and I hated it because there was not a bell schedule like in high school, and I just could not get used to it.
You
at
had to
all.
make your own schedule.
I should, yeah, but I get too
Wait,
lazy
you
to do
didn't?
that. What?
You didn't make your own schedule?
I did not know.
And also, like, how inconsistent that schedule would have been.
Yeah.
It's like your Monday has a totally different schedule than your Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
and
I
so
think
forth.
no matter what, it's gonna be different
Yeah, I
compared
mean,
to high
no matter
school.
what, it's going to be different than that. But at least having, because, like, for me, most days, like, I wouldn't even have anything, or I would just have one thing. Versus, like, in high school, you would have a very, like, six.
Yeah.
And then, like, just doing that rapid change was a little too much, I think.
I mentioned how I worked out in the snow, right?
What?
You
never said that.
I did. I was like, when I walk around in my house, I don't wear socks. I take them off
Oh.
after a long day of work in the snow or whatever.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Going back to, have you guys had any like bad work experience? I'm pretty sure you guys have. I mean, you guys all worked in like customer service, so I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you've had
yeah.
a few bad apples.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the customer service industry is like, that's all you have are bad apples. It's just like completely shitty apple or like less shitty apple.
Sometimes there are a few good people. I feel
Yeah,
like
there are the rays of
The okay
hope.
people.
Yeah, but it's like the standards are pretty low for like
yeah,
being
I
an
think
okay.
those people probably worked in the service industry.
Yeah,
they
and
already
they knew
know
the pain
they
you're
know.
going
Yeah,
through. Yeah.
I mean, I've worked in 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them were in the service industry, and I think the worst one was when I worked in fast food. Just
Yeah,
because
it's pretty bad.
it was a sandwich place, and my, the people are so
It was
entitled.
a sandwich place in a mall. Too.
In a mall,
Like
in the mall.
compounds.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get young people.
Young
Some
people.
people.
Yeah.
The worst people are either young or old. Like there's no in
On
between.
the
other ends?
Yeah, they're all opposite
The
ends.
opposite ends, yeah.
Either it's because they don't care about people, right?
Dang.
Once you're old, you're like, why should I care about anyone else? I've already lived life. And once you're young, you're just so arrogant. Oh, high schoolers are the worst. If they come into my store,
We just graduated, so
Yeah.
we're good.
so I'm like, why do you act that way? Do you not care about how you're perceived by everyone else? I'm like, or is it because you want to be like, oh, I'm a cool kid. This is what cool people do, like knock over shelves and stuff. I'm like,
Do you ever have anyone like do stuff like that?
sometimes they would like, well, nothing severe, right?
Yeah.
But they would skateboard around, knock a few like products out of place, stuff like that. Especially in the sporting goods section.
Did you ever see when you worked at the sandwich place in the mall? Did you ever see like a big group of people come in and then just leave all their trash on the tables?
Okay. The most fear I've experienced in that place is when we have a very large Pacific Islander population here where we live, right? And
It's gonna get dicey. Guys.
when, as you know, Filipinos, Pacific Islanders, they have very big families, right?
yeah, okay.
So when you see like 20 of them
The whole
walking
posse.
towards you, there is God-given fear instilled into you. But they're really honestly very nice people. They always throw away their trash.
Are you?
I'm not
my experience.
I mean, I'm not saying that just to say that. Especially if they have like the whole family over, they usually are very good at throwing away
But
their
just to
trash.
see that like massive group of 20 plus people walking at you.
It's terrifying because like each person gets a large, and for context, a large at that place is like a foot. It's like a
Yeah.
Subway sandwich, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes they ask for extra meat, and it's like a sandwich for each person. It's like 20
Yeah, so
sandwiches.
you're
There was
doing
a time
20 plus
when
sandwiches.
the owner of the place had to prep like 30 large sandwiches.
Wow.
30 of them.
Was that for like a catering event or what was that for?
I think it was just like usually I think it was a call.
Oh.
Right? Like it's like
Well, I mean,
so-
that's better than if all 30 of those
They
people
just
yeah,
showed up and
yeah.
you're just like going at it for
Yeah.
the longest
You can
time.
just like see, you can't see his hands. It's like brrrr, and like
And just for reference, like how many people are usually working in that shop like at once?
like 3, 4.
So it's like 3-4 people taking on that many people.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
it's-
like one of them's like pretty much a dedicated register.
So there's one person that's like register fries and drinks. That's
Okay.
one person.
Yeah.
One person dedicated to the grill, right? That's the most important job.
Yeah.
And there's the other person who does like the toppings. Which,
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which like.
So the labor is sort of divided. It's not like you were there having to do all.
No.
20 orders.
But sometimes if someone calls out, there's only like 2 people left, right?
Oh
And
my
then you have to
gosh.
like
that. Yeah,
you have to run around and do all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
Because
that was my experience in the
Yeah.
industry for sure.
because the grill is so important, they cannot leave that grill because it'll burn or whatever. So usually it's the cashier or the register person who has to do both the toppings and the register, and that can get tiresome because you're running between there. So how it's orientated is like, it's like one, like
Table.
yeah, one table or like one countertop, right? The right side is the cashier with the drinks right behind them, and there's the grill, and then it's the topping section. So if you're doing toppings and register, you have to pass between, and because it's kind of like
It's like a
close
small
space-
area.
It's a small
Yeah.
space. You kind of have to watch out for the guy on the grill too. So it can get annoying for both guys if
Yeah.
there's only 2 people working. I quit that place just because.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I could.
How long did you work there?
I worked for I think 6 months, around 6 months.
That's,
yeah.
that's longer than how I lasted.
Yeah.
I only lasted
I think
4
well
months. At
for
my
me
job.
it's like I signed up, right? I don't want to leave these people hanging, but when I quit, I could not stand it. Not just the guests or the customers or whatever, but if you have like a bad boss,
yeah.
gets-
Yeah.
it's not a fun experience because then every day is going to be bad. Not just the days where you meet bad guests, but every day is going to be
Right,
like.
yeah.
Did your boss like not like you, or they just?
I think we started off on good,
Good terms, yeah.
good terms, but they were Korean, so I think they expected more from me
No.
because I was Korean as well. I think with Asian, is that culture
Stereo-
where they expect more from you just because you are of the same culture,
Right,
or
but if I, the white guy, walked in and started
yeah,
working,
yeah, they would probably
wouldn't put
treat
me
you,
at the
they
same
probably
level.
would treat, and also
Okay.
sometimes they would badmouth the other employees behind their backs to me, which I felt terrible for because like, what do I do? Why did you put me in this
Yeah, right.
situation? So I had to quit, and then they tried reaching out to me to see if I could work in one day, and I didn't answer because I didn't know who the phone number was. Thank God I didn't answer. I think it was best for both of us just to leave it at those
Yeah.
terms. But the place after that I think was a lot better in terms of just how they treated their employees, and also just like people weren't as rude. Like retail compared to fast food, I think retail is a lot better.
And I mean, like, it's a pretty big chain. We can
It is
just
a
say
big
the
chain.
name.
Yeah, Target.
Target, yeah,
yeah.
Target was way better, yeah.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it, but there are also issues there as well. But
I
enough,
mean, with
yeah,
every
yeah,
working
true.
space, there's gonna be
Yeah.
problems.
What about you
definitely.
guys? Any bad experiences?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the whole damn 4 months. I'm joking, kind of.
Kind of.
So I worked at Starbucks. I got the job I think last summer, and my plan was just to work throughout the summer, and then I would quit going into the next semester because I didn't want to try to balance the two
Right.
things. But I'd sort of see how it went, and
But those Pokemon cards, you just needed those Pokemon cards.
I did, yeah. But yeah, and I mean, Starbucks is sort of known as like this, like obviously there's the very obvious like, oh, it's white girl central, and like okay,
it?
maybe that's
Is
not
it?
that bad. It is. I sort of thought that okay, that's not that bad, but it also has a lot of very pretentious people. It has a lot of very like. Because it's a coffee place. It's like
Right.
people are going there to get their morning cup of coffee.
Do
or
you
something.
think it's like it's a statement? I get my coffee from Starbucks. Like how people get this whole
I feel like if
attitude.
you're an actual coffee snob, that would be like laughable.
Okay, so it's not
'Cause,
as
yeah.
bad as if I know a lot of people they get like their high from owning like an Apple product. Like I'm Apple.
Yeah, no,
That's just
Starbucks
weird.
is not like the luxury of a coffee brand.
Right,
If
right.
you're a real coffee snob, you have your grinder, you get your own beans,
Right.
You sniff
do
everything.
You
the
go to
whole
like
thing
a
at
local
home.
coffee shop instead
Yeah,
of like
and if you did go to a coffee shop, you would go to something local, something where they actually put emphasis on that sort of
Right.
thing. Versus Starbucks, where it's more like for speed, efficiency, and most of their drinks I wouldn't even consider coffee.
very true, very
Yeah.
true. Yeah, they're just like
Sweet.
really sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like our most popular drinks, even during wintertime, were the refreshers, which are like the very like sweet, sugary,
kind of?
fruity
Yeah,
drinks.
okay.
Yeah. Like the mango dragon fruit, the kiwi star fruit, and the strawberry, whatever the hell that one
I
was.
asked you something.
Yeah.
What is up with their naming schemes for the sizes? Do you know? Did you ever find out why they?
No, I never found out, and the worst part is that okay, so it's weird because all the different cups, they're all different. All the shipments of the cups, they come separately, but then the lids, a grande and a venti, they have the same lid size.
Okay.
So then you only get one shipment for those, but grande is the most popular size, so you're always out of grande cups.
I see.
But then for iced cups, every different one is different. So you need an iced grande and an iced venti. They're all different.
That seems way too complicated.
It is way too complicated. And when you're in the back like doing like restocking stuff, it's always ridiculously confusing. And it's like they never label their boxes.
Okay.
So you have to break open every box, look at it, and you just kind of guess, is this grande, is this venti? And then you bring it out and you're like, shit, it's the wrong one. You cannot believe seriously how many times I went to the back to like grab like short what are they called, the lids for the short cups,
Right.
and I would grab like the next size up or the next, and I would always grab the wrong one, which resulted in another walk back.
Right.
Which
It's like, oh, here's the size. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one.
yeah,
Or-
exactly. And you would do that like 2-3 times because you had to go and stock all of them.
Yeah.
And it's like the way that Starbucks did it was you were on like a rotation. So it's like one day you would never just do one thing the whole day. It's like you would always be moving, which sounds really nice.
I guess
but
it keeps
then-
it interesting. A
Yeah,
little bit.
like, right. It keeps you engaged. You're not just doing a monotonous task over and over. But then you realize it's like, okay, but that's kind of cap. Because I would work like 6 to sometimes 8-hour days.
Okay.
And
It's tiring. Like,
it's ridiculously tiring. And the other thing is that because like at the place that I worked, it was a bunch of really new employees. Like, about the time that I quit, I was like one of the most seasoned people there, and I had only been working for 4 months.
yeah. That's usually
And
what it is.
that's a symptom of like COVID and all that sort
I
of
think
stuff.
it's just
going
been like
on.
that. Like, those are kind of starter jobs. The starter pack
Yeah.
job. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, but the people who had been there for a long time, and were probably
It's
in
either
it for
they've
the
been there
long
for like
haul.
30 years or like
Yeah.
4 months.
Like
They
like
moved on.
the assistant manager, who I think is now the manager of the place, was there for like 7-8 years. Like he was going on 8 years
Yeah.
while I was there.
That's ridiculous. I kind of feel bad for those.
Well, I mean,
people.
but that's the thing is like
they
clearly-
earn the money.
They might like it. They might like
That's
doing
true,
Yeah,
the
like
yeah.
it
job.
seemed like the manager, like he liked the job and that's why he was still there. And yeah, I mean, he was getting paid way more than I was.
Yeah.
Which
But-
I could see myself staying there if the pay had increased, but just for like how much suffering I went through.
It's not. Yeah.
It feels wrong to call it suffering because like it's paid work, and at Starbucks I was making $15 an hour, which is really good for a starter job. But it's just like how mentally taxing it was. Because like for reference, in like an average day, it's 6 hours of, and like I was trying to explain before, it's like it's not actually 6 hours of rotating, because when you're the only seasoned person, they need someone who's going to be consistent on bar. Because the drive-through is what counts. Like they will always talk about drive times, how long it takes them to order at the window, and then get to the window, and then how long they sit at the window
So
for.
most of the revenues through the drive-through then.
Especially during COVID, like you would barely see anyone come in, and for a long time we had the cafe closed.
Okay.
So yeah, it was all about the drive-through. It was all about getting people in and out of the drive-through as fast as possible. And like they had this screen up on the board where it would show you the drive times.
Just wait, did you guys have like an app or whatever that kept track of it, or was it just done all through the system? Like,
through the POS system, and
Okay.
then it had a monitor that would show it all in like the top left of the drive-through area, and like that was like your clock. It felt like so like imagine you have to do. And like everyone at Starbucks gets custom drinks. No one just orders the damn drink.
I mean, I do.
How it's supposed to be.
I do.
And you're a saint for that.
But the thing is, I never go to Starbucks. Like the only time I go to Starbucks is when someone else wants to go to Starbucks. And
The only
like,
time I go to Starbucks is like if I'm going on vacation, like somewhere else.
I had to
My-
lie to them. Part of their interview process is saying like how much you like are a Starbucks person, and like
you lied.
I've been to Starbucks maybe twice, and it was both times it was in an airport. And so before I went to go to the interview, I just like Googled their menu and just found some drinks that looked good, and I'm like, oh yes, a vanilla bean frappuccino. I loved that actually. And I totally capped it when I got to the interview, and it worked. I was hired on spot.
I mean, you got the job, and
I think that just shows like how desperate they were for workers too, because that was another part of the job. That was so shitty.
I don't think it matters what drinks you like at Starbucks to get the job, honestly.
I mean, yeah, but
It
it's
might have
true.
been just like a conversation or something like that. Conversation that like, have
Yeah,
you been here?
Sometimes they ask the weirdest
Starbucks,
questions.
If
Sometimes,
Starbucks was
yeah.
any more competitive, it's like when you're going for an entry level job and you don't have that experience, you don't have anything else to go off of, showing them at least something like, hey, I kind of like this company or something like that. Like,
I guess.
Or it maybe shows that like you like coffee a little bit.
Yeah, so like you kind of know what you're talking about. Which, by the way, people in the drive-through, like they would ask for my opinion on stuff, and like at that point, I'd still only take
I hate it when that happens. I hate it when that happens. Like, they would ask, "Oh, what sandwich would you recommend?" I was like, "I don't know. I don't eat here. I only work. I do not eat here. The only times I eat here is when I get like the complimentary meal if you work like 6 hours a day or something. I don't come here that often, and it's weird. It's like you don't go to eat where you work, but what you Stanley, and you only had like the one job, right?
Yeah, I only had the one job, and I mainly worked there because my friends worked there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's better than like me or David, where we had literally nobody that
I
would
mean,
be there.
that's what you think at first,
Okay.
but it's like when I first, my brother worked there first. Like I think it was early during the summer, and I was like, damn, I'm kind of broke.
Yeah.
Like
as you do.
As you do as a high schooler.
I might get a job, and then I was like, hey, I might work there, and then my brother hyped me up real quick, and then when I was there, it was like the manager was like, yeah, you're hired. I'm like, shit. Wow, is that easy to get a job? And then the first couple like months, it was fine, but then after that, it was like, it felt like the same day over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like a trampoline park kind of place, right?
Yeah, it was a trampoline park.
Is that chain local or is it like a?
It's
nationwide?
nationwide. They have like 60 trampoline parks
Okay.
around the globe.
Oh, okay. So it's a global
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
I think.
I thought it was like a local thing, but okay.
But I started working there, and it was just getting, like, it felt repetitive, and then it started taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you
I
going
would-
to the gym? Yeah.
No, I don't think I was going to the gym at that time.
Oh, really?
Maybe later on, but it was, I would come home even later than my parents,
Okay.
and then like, I would have to like cook for them, like, because I cook dinner for my parents. It's like, and then I would have no time in the day to do anything, and then I started like I had more experiences with the kids there, like
Which
and
ones
the-
are the most annoying? Like
and
the
the-
little kids?
I think the teenagers.
The
are the
teenagers,
worst.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
That seems to be the case like
Yeah.
everywhere.
there's many times where the kids or the teenagers like tried fighting because their egos are too massive.
Just fighting in the trampoline park.
Yeah, and then there was even dealing with the little kids. Like they would puke on the floor.
Yeah.
I think I've had to clean puke maybe like 2 or 3 times.
I never had to do that at Starbucks.
Oh,
thank
really?
God.
Interesting.
And then the manager of that place didn't really want to like improve the place, but I wanted to.
Okay.
And it felt like the place wasn't like getting anywhere, and I felt like I wasn't. It was like there was no purpose for me being there.
Right, yeah.
The
It's like,
place-
no matter how hard you pushed, it's like
Nothing's
you
gonna
couldn't
change.
do anything.
Yeah, and then it felt like the other people weren't putting effort in to try to make the place better, which
can be
I
frustrating.
wanted.
Yeah.
But then, like I just saw this place, and it was like it didn't improve at all. I was like, do I really want to work here?
There's no like upward mobility really to either.
I mean, I got like a raise, but it was like 50 cents. I think it's like okay.
50 cents?
I think it was okay.
You know what I got for a raise?
What?
11 cents. And you know what they said to me? You deserve better. They give me the money. I need the money.
Oh yeah, and then I had to deal with the
You deserve
parties.
better,
like
but we're not
the-
gonna give you
Yeah.
There's big parties of maybe like 20, 30, 40 people, and then they would leave their shit everywhere. And then we'd have to clean up after them. I mean, that part was okay, but then there were some people that would leave so much shit.
Yeah.
Like the cake frosting on the fucking floor. Like,
What? What?
like
What?
Cake
because the
frosting on the
kids,
floor.
the
Oh,
kids,
okay,
like,
okay, yeah.
and then it would be like terrible to clean up. That was just I feel like most of my job, like what I did was
Just
cleaning.
cleaning up, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like okay with cleaning because I want to make the place look better.
Yeah.
And it gave me something to do. I don't really like sitting at the front going like, "Hey guys, welcome.
Yeah.
What is your name?"
Everyone
Oh,
at the
here you
desk,
go."
no matter what job, they look dead. They all look dead inside. If they're
I feel like I have to do something, like to make make me feel
Well,
accomplished.
I mean, you might think that, but then at Starbucks, like that was a big part of their thing is that like you never sit still. You will always be doing something. Like if
No,
there's
but-
no drinks and you're on bar, you go restock something. If you're at window and no one's at window right now, you close the window and you go do something. And it's like you never have a moment to just sit down and think or like to just
So there needs to be like a balance of those two things.
yeah,
I
it
think.
needs to be a balance where it's like you have something to do, but you don't need to go do it because like the managers are like I think they were called shifts. they would like walk around, and if they saw you not doing something, they would be like, "You go do that," or "You go do this," and it's just like
My manager
holy
was
shit,
the complete opposite. He
let me
did not
just
give
sit
a
down
sh-
for a moment.
So I
He
guess
did
that's
not-
what you didn't appreciate about your manager.
he didn't give a shit. He was like, "Do you want to do that?" Or he's like, "Do you want me to do it?" I'm like, "Why the fuck are you asking me? Like, you're the fucking manager."
Manager, bro.
Yeah, so he didn't act like the manager, and
Yeah, he didn't really have like he didn't really want to do anything or make the place better, and it was just like,
I wonder how people like him even get to manager though.
I think it's just because they're the only ones that like stuck around for that long. I think
yeah,
that's
he
the only
was
reason.
Maybe, yeah.
I think he worked in a kitchen before, like maybe a manager role. I don't know, but
Huh.
he left now, so I might go that.
Consider going
Yeah,
back. Yeah,
because I need money again.
yeah.
It's back to
Yeah,
that
right.
time.
I was thinking about going to Starbucks or going back to my old job too, because like we left on good terms, where like they even said like
If you want to come back.
they would pretty much like insta hire me again.
Yeah, I think it's because they don't have to train you. That's pretty. I think that's the main reason.
Did
you-
is
Yeah.
because they don't have to train you as
Did
much.
you leave Target?
Not yet. I put in my 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm okay with people there. There's no one like that I hate. It's not like my previous job where I just didn't really.
Also, last night Eric said to say hi to David.
Oh, okay. I heard.
I don't know if he's watching, but
I don't think he
I just
knows that we
remember
have
that.
podcasts. So.
I told him last night.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay,
there was like a little
So,
party that I went
hi,
to.
Eric, if you're watching. I'll see you at work tomorrow. But for me, besides teenagers, another and also the seniors.
The old people. Okay, let me just this one time. Okay, my manager threw their jar in the trash can, right? And
What a jar?
like this old lady brought in a jar. He
Uh-huh.
threw it in the trash can. Dude, this lady went crazy, dude. She was like, "Where have you seen this jar?" And then he was like, "No." And then he looked over me like, the lady went into the trash can and searched for it maybe 20-30 minutes, and then she still couldn't find it. But it was just funny, her digging in the trash
was the
can trying to
jar?
find. I don't know. I think
She-
it just
she
had
brought-
water. She brought a jar of water.
Oh,
And then my manager just threw it away.
A jar of water?
It's like a little tiny. You know?
Oh, okay.
Like
Like
a
so, it was
mason
like
jar,
I
right?
know
I
some
don't-
people like wash out their jam jars and like use it as cups or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just weird stuff like that. It's just kind of I thought it was
Yeah.
funny.
What gets me the most? Well, not the most, but another thing that I don't like dealing with is kids with attitude, like the young, like the kindergartners, because I can't say anything because their parents are
Right,
right
yeah.
there.
Oh, for us, we would just like threaten to kick them out or
Okay.
give them warnings, or they would get like.
Because, well, I don't have
And-
that power because the only people that can kick people out really are like the security people, right?
Yeah.
So, it gets annoying because I'm like, I want to smack this kid so bad right now. But thankfully, I didn't get fired, so I'm still good. But I don't know. And right now I work in MMB, which is movies, media, and books, something like
Yeah.
that. And the mess that they make with books is so annoying because I take so much time to organize it. And it's not even just the kids; it's the adults. We have a manga section, and it's messy every single time I go in there.
I mean, I think that's like at libraries. That's why they have that little section where they put the things that are not like they
Yeah,
took it
yeah.
out. They don't know where it is. They put it there. But I don't think you have the power to like put that into place.
Yeah, and the thing is, the most annoying thing is when a guest picks a product, right? They look at it, right? They're right where they got it from. They put it like an aisle up or down from where they got it from. I feel like they do it intentionally just to piss us off. It's right there. You see the other thing that looks exactly like it. Just put it back where it was.
There's also the people that get an item, they put it in, they walk around with it a little bit, and it's like, oh, do I really want this? And they put it on a random.
Yeah,
shelf.
they.
Yeah. Like it's like, oh my gosh, did you guys ever see that the picture where it was like someone was gonna buy like dumbbells to like work out, and then they were found in like the candy section because they just gave up and put them all in there. And like the caption was something like life decisions were made here. And it's just like, damn, that was probably one of the most sad pictures I've seen. Like whoever that was just gave
They
in
gave
to
up.
temptation.
Yeah. They need that candy.
I feel like working, the first jobs, I feel it might be like a trap because you know how we considered like going back to it. I think that's like a thing that people.
I'm not gonna ever consider going back to that sandwich place. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah,
ever.
right.
It's something that yeah, no. But maybe Target. Maybe if what I'm pursuing right now it doesn't work out, I might go back to Target. But honestly, I don't know. I just want to keep moving.
Moving up.
Yeah. Because I feel like I've done that. The last 3 jobs, the pay in hours.
You've definitely worked more than us.
Yeah. I feel like I've had more work experience in terms of just time. And each time I got a new job, I felt like it was a better job, whether it was work environment or pay. Yeah. And I just want to keep that,
just keep going.
Yeah. So hopefully, I'm trying to get into like a clinic, a medical clinic. I might even consider asking Providence. I'm trying to become like a medical assistant.
Yeah.
Not a certified one because that takes I think like 4 years. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So just like a medical clinic. I think it's similar to like a scribe. They like take your vitals and stuff like that and write down stuff. But hopefully I can find some place that'll accept me for that position for good pay and good hours because I do want to work full time. While doing this, of course. But
and that's like building towards like sort of what your end goal in terms of a career.
Yeah,
is
if this doesn't, if this doesn't end up being like a full time thing, which I honestly wouldn't mind if this.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be like super, like time consuming. This might like take like 2 hours max. Like every
So
week or something.
It could be like a side gig thing where you make a bit of money. If it ever gets that successful, it could be like a side gig, or it could be like my main job and I just do other thing on the side. But
I think the thing you should keep in mind is like the keep improving mentality. I think we all have it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think we should. Like, you know how some people like get out of college and they work at like Starbucks for like the rest of their lives,
and their degree is worthless.
Yeah, so. But it's like, I think you can like I don't know take internships. That's what I might do next summer.
Next summer.
Yeah.
That's too far for me to even think about, man.
And it's
I'm
like
so in the moment right now.
You keep moving up, and then hopefully you get somewhere that you want to be.
I mean, that's like the fucked up part, right? Is that it's like it has to be hopefully, right? It's like
you just have to hope for the best. I feel like.
I think sometimes I wonder why people don't look more, in terms of like the job market, because to me it seems like there's a lot of opportunities for jobs, right? Why why are you working at the fast food place that pays like $12 an hour when you can work?
I think it might be because some companies have like, dude, if you look at their qualifications, 4 years experience, you need to have a degree in this.
Yeah,
your eyes have to be big.
Yes,
like
yeah.
what?
Your eyes have to be big. What the heck? You just snuck that past there, right?
It's like I don't have that. I mean, I could work the job, but I don't have those.
That would be, guys,
so it's
that
like
would be a discriminatory hiring practice. So hopefully that's not one.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just thought of something random.
It was just right there.
Yeah, I tried looking at like some jobs on like online, and it was like I don't even have a high school diploma yet. I still don't, and it's like, I want to work there, but I can't.
Yeah, which is the internships are I think a good way to get into
It's a good
because like it's a way to like dip your toe into a field, but also like it gives you an experience that like is more applicable.
It gives you into the professional world, I guess.
Yeah, because
like a first job, if you work at somewhere like a sandwich place or Starbucks, it's like what does that mean to if you're trying to go for
right, which is what I had kind of an issue with when I was writing my resume. What does working at Target have anything to do with?
Like you really have to like scrape at it, right? Yeah. You're like, oh, I learned how to work in a team environment, and I would make products for customers.
Which is why I think extracurricular
in a timely manner.
You're right. Which is why I think extracurricular activities is very important because that's where you get like more focused stuff, like BCA at service. I need to stop. The things that you had at your high school with I think it was like a medical academy or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Or like at my high school we had the engineering.
It's basically like dipping your toe, but a little bit less. Yeah. Basically.
But at least it's into like a specific field or something, not
right. It would make applying for the internship easier,
right,
basically.
Yeah, I never looked for those in my high school, so.
Dude,
I mean,
we had something where it was like the mentorship program, or like you could basically go job shadow somebody.
Yeah.
But they made it so that it was to get an elective credit, which means that they made you do assignments. They made you do three
that's
big
why I didn't do it.
projects.
I did not
That's
want
why
to do
I didn't
that.
do it
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I was
It's
too
like
lazy, but I did not want to do that.
It sounded like it would have been a pain in the ass, to be
Yeah.
honest. If they had just done it where they gave you the opportunity to go and shadow and you didn't have to do that, I would have signed up immediately.
Just like
This
learn
is
how
a
to
shout
do.
out to you, school board.
School board,
Bastards.
change your stuff.
Fix your shit.
You don't know which school board, but yeah. Work. Isn't that a song or something? I don't know. Whatever.
No, but the worst kind of customers, and this is sort of like an Alaska exclusive one, is the homeless people. The street that I worked on was like, it's pretty infamous for having a lot of these people, and there were a couple that like everybody knew by name, and they were basically blacklisted in our store because they would always come in and start something. We had while I worked there, it was only 4 months. The police were called like 5 times, and an emergency call had to be made to an ambulance because one of the homeless ladies got in, and she was on the blacklist. Everybody knew her name. Everyone was like panicking. This was during my first month there. Imagine this is like,
Yeah.
you're still learning the ropes of the company. You have no clue what's going on, and this lady comes in, and she
dies.
She was very high. Like,
okay.
very obviously, she was not in her right mind.
Yeah.
And she, like, got up on a table in the cafe and started, like, dancing and yelling at everybody.
She was just vibing, bro. She was just vibing.
Yeah.
You're ruining the moment. She's the main character.
Yeah,
She was the main character.
She was the main character. Just a side character. You think, come on.
Well, it wasn't a very good episode for her because she fucking fell off the table, like, or the chair, like, slipped out from under her. And she fell and hit her head on the table.
And then died.
And she was bleeding everywhere. And
that sounds bad.
Which by the way, it had to be considered like a hazard. Like
blood is a hazard.
None of us could touch it. None of us could clean it. There was like a very specific procedure that had to be taken, and the ambulance pulled up. They take her away, and it was really bad for the company because
there were other guests there at the time too, right?
Yeah, there were other guests, and the only people working there was 1 adult and 3 minors. And so, like, we had the big, like, manager lady come in. We had a bunch of, like, store managers come in, and they were all like, "Are you guys okay?" And, they're checking their asses. They're like, "Oh, shit, are we fucked? Lawsuit?" And, like, I was just, like, I was so shocked. I was just sitting there the whole time. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a lot more extreme than anything that I've experienced in any of my jobs. But I think,
and also I'm pretty sure there were multiple people who did drugs in the bathroom because we found syringes and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, in the trampoline park, the kids would do stuff in the pits.
Are
Yeah.
you talking about like
the
drugs
naughty
or
deed, the naughty deed.
something?
They would like fuck in the pits, and
That doesn't even sound good. Like, why would you want?
It's
to fuck in
dirty.
the
It's
pit?
not. It's
that's why.
Why would you go to a trampoline
And they
park?
never clean them. They never clean the things.
Oh gosh, STDs.
So it
Just
was
like, yeah, just think about all the nasty shit in there. Why
I'm
would
never
you
going.
wanna-
I'm sorry, I'm never going there.
And then there was a time, I think I wasn't working, but
I used
people-
to go there. I've been in those pits, bro. I don't know.
people broke into the place because it's really easy to get in, and then they had to call the cops, and then it was just a bad moment, and then under the trampolines too is just full of like dust and like dead skin, and no one ever cleans it. And
Isn't there like a code that you have to follow or whatever? Or is
they don't care.
Oh, they don't care.
I mean, the manager doesn't care.
Okay.
And then the people never come in, so they don't really ever check on the place.
I remember when we had an inspection, and like that Starbucks was pretty good. We were always like very cleanly, and it was a procedure at the end of every day, at the start of every day, at the middle of every day. You would wash down everything. They even had the floor mats on the ground, and every day you would go and clean those, and you frequently cleaned the bathroom, you frequently cleaned the back, you did dishes every day, all that stuff. And when the inspector came, it was like everyone was fucking freaking out though, because it's like the exact opposite of a place where like they're messy all the time, but these guys, they're clean all the time, but they're still like freaking out. and it's like every spec had to be like perfect, and it's like, guys,
I mean, I guess that's what makes Starbucks
they care
good.
a lot more.
Yeah, they care about their
a lot
stuff.
more, yeah. And it's like, it's a much more it's like a, it's what do they call, like a franchise?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a franchise where, like, they have a higher standard, and so people are forced to care and forced to uphold that, which, like, is good, especially if you're the customer. Like, I would trust a Starbucks way more than I would trust a that shitty trampoline park.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was a time when someone was trying to sell, I think, crack in our parking lot. But so we had like security escort, and it was like at 10:30 in the night, so we had people escorting.
That was the other thing, is that you obviously there's no security in the Starbucks,
Right.
and when you have so many like frequent things happen, it does get a little bit concerning.
Yeah, especially with minors, right?
Yeah. A lot of people that worked there when I was there were minors, because they had this whole wave of hiring, and it was funny. Someone who had no experience working at the company, and had only worked as a barista before, was hired into a manager position because they were that short-handed, and like they just needed managers, especially people that were
You could have gone
non-minors. You can't be a manager if you're a minor.
Oh.
Were you a minor when you were hired?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I went back now, I could maybe apply as a shift, but that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. That's the thing too. Like, I don't want to deal with all of these things.
Yeah, because they like the shifts they create, like the
schedules and
plans
stuff.
and
And then you have to work
stuff.
more hours too, right?
Yeah, and you're required to work more hours.
And you have to care more about the thing.
Yeah.
Which I don't think you do.
I was definitely the guy that like
Clock in, clock out.
maybe kind of, yeah, but I was also like I had like work friends that I would just always be goofing off with, and like I was low-key kind of a shift's worst nightmare. But like I was good at my job. Like I was good at bar, and like every day that I was there, that's what I was trying to explain earlier, is that like every day that I was there, I was never rotated. I was always on bar, because like no one else could do it. And like I was the only one that like could have good drive times. Okay, not the only one, obviously. But
Yeah.
Like
But
one of the
few,
only,
one of the
yeah.
Okay.
You were the fast, the speedy.
I can't say much about the quality, but like I could get a drink out quick, guys. Might not have all the syrups and pumps of whatever
Yeah.
garbage, but I swear for the first like month or so that I worked there, I had no concrete idea of like what every drink was and how to make them, and I would pretty much make custom drinks every single time. So I would just guess. I was like a venti caramel macchiato, 5 pumps of this, 4 pumps of that.
Did the customers ever complain about that?
I got maybe 2 complaints in my first month.
Ah.
It's like I don't even think Starbucks people know what Starbucks drinks are supposed to be. Because like I would send out something and I'd be like, holy shit, I just fucked that up so bad. And then they would drink it all and
I think
leave.
they're too afraid to say anything. I think most people are just
Maybe,
really
yeah.
socially awkward to say anything. It's
Oh
only
my
the-
gosh, this reminds me of one of like the greatest experience I had working there. There was this obviously very like awkward couple, or maybe it was a first date or something,
Yeah.
and both of them were very awkward, and they had the whole date in the cafe, and so it was like 4 of us like working there, and we were all just fucking laughing our asses off behind the counter, and I feel so fucking bad, but at the same time it was so funny.
That's how awkward they were.
Yeah. It's like first date at Starbucks, and the whole Starbucks staff is just laughing their asses off. It's like I literally couldn't focus on my work, because every single moment someone would like tap my shoulder like, "Oh my god, Ethan, you had to just see what they just did." And like, and it was such a fucking funny moment when they left, because everyone started like cheering because the dude was holding her hand. Let's go! He did it, boys. He's in.
The wingman, the wing shot.
But yeah, no, that was probably one of the greatest experiences I had there.
It's really nice to see things work out for other people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a nice feeling. It's like, my life might be crap, but at least someone else has.
Ethan, you helped them. You helped that happen.
Yeah,
You know
I
that.
did. I made their drinks, and well, they were socially awkward enough that if they were shit, they still wouldn't have said anything. But you know what?
That's nice. That's nice. That's a nice
Yeah.
story.
There was this one person that was like a regular. They would come in, I think, every 3 days. You know how it's like a trampoline park.
go to a trampoline park every 3 days.
Oh, people come daily. Some people
What?
go daily
Oh, wow.
Why?
because they have a yearly pass. They have a yearly pass, so you can go
Oh,
every day.
Yeah, I think
But-
I maybe only ever went like once a year.
If
Or,
that. If
yeah,
that.
if that.
But this lady would come in, and she's like I think in her 30s or 40s or
Well, that's
something
kind of
like
weird.
that. She would come in by herself, and she would work out in there. Like she would be doing push-ups
There's
and
Planet
sit-ups.
Fitness. You can go
I
there
mean,
for $10.
It's probably cheaper to get like a yearly pass at that place.
Okay, but that's like
You
she's
have
working
no
out in front of
workout
kids.
equipment. Yeah, I know.
It's weird too.
It
It's
is
like
weird.
she would come in and she's like, "You know me, right?" I'm like, "Oh, who the fuck are you, man?" Like, and then, dude, every time, like after that, the first time, we would just like be like, "There's the girl. And can
There's the
you
girl.
check her in?" And it's like, I don't really want to do that.
There's always that one consistent annoying customer. There was a guy at the sandwich place that was like, "Can you press the Coca-Cola thing to make sure that I get today's Coke instead of yesterday's Coke?" It's like, it's the same thing. And sometimes like, I'll have my regular. Oh, my regular. What the heck?
Who are
I've
you?
never seen you before in my life. Who are you? Yeah, exactly.
That was actually a huge problem at Starbucks because that's their there's like their goal is to create a second home.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like everyone other people were really good at this and they would remember regulars, they would remember the orders, and I didn't care. I didn't care who you were. I didn't care what you ordered. And so I just I never caught up with that stuff.
I don't get that mentality of getting the same thing every time. I mean, I guess it's like a comfort thing.
It's like
Yeah.
if you find what you like, then
They're
you're just-
afraid
you're just
to-
gonna
Yeah,
get
go.
that.
I like if I go to a restaurant and it's like my second time, I try to get something different because it's like, when will I ever come back here again? It's like, I'm only here because I'm here with friends. I'm never gonna come here by myself. Let's try something different. I like trying something different every time I go
Yeah.
to like a
No,
restaurant.
I get that. And
Yeah.
like the food we ate earlier today, that's a place that I've gone for a really long time, and that's been my order pretty much the whole time. But it's like I have experimented with other things.
Right,
It's just
right.
like I went back to what I liked more.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
there's the
And I
regulars
feel
that
like
go
that's
in.
pretty good.
and have
they-
tried everything and just
Yeah, they know what they
yeah,
like. So
That's
Yeah,
true.
with
But
with Starbucks. Oh my gosh.
at the same
there was
time-
this lady who was a regular, and she, actually the dude who had been working there the longest, who knew her really well, she had a drink for every mood she was in, and she had
Ooh.
a
so
standard
you could
drink
tell
for
it's like her
every
horoscope.
month. This dude would just no. She would just walk in the store and he would just tap me on the shoulder. Hey, yo, Ethan, start making a whatever. I'd be like, all right, bet. And I would be like, wait, why is there no ticket printing? And he was psychic or something. I swear, this guy just knew.
and she walks in, she's like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, he didn't even. She just handed over the card. Didn't even say anything. Just all be done.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Starbucks people are a different breed, man.
Yeah. Speaking of horoscopes, how do you guys feel about astrology?
I love the memes and sort of the culture around shitting on people that are into horoscopes, but I don't believe in them myself.
It's harmless, right? It should be harmless.
It's harmless fun, yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
I feel like
but-
sometimes it can be kind of weird, discriminatory, especially
Yeah.
in the dating. Oh, you're a Scorpio. I know.
Yeah, but I feel like it's also sort of discriminatory in the way that when you picture a horoscope girl, you have a very clear image in your mind. It's this very generic white girl who goes
Crystals,
to Starbucks.
crystals,
and she
they're-
has her crystals. There were a lot of girls at Starbucks that had crystals.
I don't get that. What's that? What is the crystal? Is it it radiates? It was
It
energy
radiates
or
different
I don't
energies.
know, yeah.
It changes your mood. It makes you this or that or
Yeah.
something like that.
There was actually one of the manager girls. She wanted to ask everyone's what is it called? If you're a Virgo or a
They're
Your
a-
sign?
no. It's
Your star sign, right?
all I remember is that I'm an Aquarius.
I'm a
And,
Libra. I'm a Libra. Like the guy with the scales.
and I had been working there for 2, or maybe this was already the 3rd month, and we had gotten along really well. But I told her, she asked me what it was, and then I admitted I didn't know. And then she was like, "Okay, what month are you born? What day are you born?" And then she's like, "Oh, you're an Aquarius." And then our relationship changed because she
exactly.
because
If you
her
didn't know,
sign and
Yeah,
my
yeah.
sign were supposed to be at battle with each other or some bullshit like that.
No, because she believed in that. She ruined
And
the
she
relationship.
she altered her how she and she would always be like, "Oh, look, it's the Aquarius again." And I was like, Hey guys.
Okay.
It was so awkward. Like I didn't know.
And
what
it's
to
also
do.
they use that as an excuse for their behaviors.
Oh my
right?
god, yeah. You know, I think that's I've never met someone who's actually done that, but like I've seen the memes where it's like, the girl crashes her car, she's like, I'm such a Libra or whatever it is.
Or like Mercury's like so crazy today or whatever.
Oh my god, yeah, that was another thing that they were into was like the moons and how that affected.
I have not heard of the moons. The moon
it's
one.
like the moon somehow alters
like
your,
the position of like the planets or whatever.
Oh
yeah, like somehow that connects to your sign and how your behavior.
Yeah,
is
or
something
like causes
that.
like an unfortunate event.
Bro, I feel like you have
Yeah.
to be really high to believe that. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
I could see how believing in it could be like kind of fun, especially if you're, you don't take it too seriously. But then also if like,
no, the people that seriously believe that.
I mean, like that's sort of on par with like wanting there to be a greater purpose for things in life.
I
It's
guess
like,
yeah.
It's like everything is random, everything is bullshit. You only exist because a bunch of molecules combine in a random order to make you. Like that's way less desirable than the moon has a pattern and it creates whatever.
Oh, a voice track. I think it's very similar to Christianity, where it's like I'm going to entrust this to like a greater thing.
Yeah, sort of like world. Desiring a
but it's not a religion.
I mean,
in
some
a
people
way,
can
it kind of
can
is,
get
yeah.
pretty religious. Yeah, I mean, they have like their own customs and rituals as well. So
yeah, I mean, like we already
like,
talked about the crystals.
Yeah. Or like I think they do like the tea, like they burn the tea leaves or whatever.
I have not heard that.
They go to Starbucks. That's part of their rituals.
I mean, I say that I make fun of it, but like as a Christian, we do some pretty weird stuff too. So. Oh, my mom's gonna see this and she's gonna yell at me so much. But
I mean, it's mom.
I mean, yeah. If you enjoy it, and it's not hurting anyone, why bother?
Right, exactly.
But you asked you.
I think the only way that kind of thing can actually hurt anybody is if it's a reason not to change.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way it can hurt somebody.
Yeah. Or
if they judge people from it.
That's true too. Yeah.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
Like yeah.
I am an Aquarius, guys. Please don't change your opinions
At least
on
you're
me.
not a Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio. What else?
What do you guys think about? Have you guys heard about like empaths?
I hate that. I hate that so much. I despise. I'm an empath. I know how you feel. It's like that's like
so
basic
funny 'cause, like,
human
it's
nature.
It's
right?
like the people who are the most like tone deaf or oblivious to other emotions. They're the people that think they're empaths.
Yeah, I don't.
It's just like, bro.
People make.
And I'm a realist.
Yeah.
So shut your mouth.
People make something out of nothing so many times. They point out like something that should be normal, considered normal,
like obvious.
Yeah, but then they make it like, oh, I am that. I'm special. But I guess humans have a tendency to try to categorize themselves.
It's like the Dr. Seuss book, the Sneetches. It's
I
like
have no idea. What you're
I don't remember what that
talking
is.
It's like some Sneetches have stars on their bellies, and then the Sneetches without stars on their bellies are like, well, I want a star on my belly. And
Yeah,
then
they made the machine. They made the machine.
No, the guy with the machine comes and like they give him a shit ton of money, and then they keep swapping back and forth. And at the end of the day, they're both depressed.
Yeah,
and then the guy with all the money leaves, but then it's like heartwarming because then they bond and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there was also a movie. I think it was like a knockoff movie about a zebra who had only half the stripes. And he wanted full stripes. And then he got the full stripes. And he was like, I don't like it anymore.
He's regular now.
Yeah. He's a regular.
I want to be different.
It's like that in Mr. Incredible. Once everyone's super, no one will be,
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember
What was that guy's name even?
Buddy. His real name was Buddy, but he went by, I forgot what his name was. It was like with a V.
No, I thought it was
Vsauce, Michael here.
Or an S. Syndrome. Yeah, Syndrome.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
What a great movie, The Incredibles.
It's a really good movie. The second one is alright, but I really liked the first one.
Yeah.
Miss Incredible.
It's I David's mom. That's another good topic is like watching like movies with your
What is going on
parents.
with Disney and Pixar and the moms? What is that?
The moms.
Oh, that's not what I was. I see where your mind's going.
All right, not bad.
That is true. What is up with Pixar and?
Like they make, if you look at like Disney and Pixar, their animators make a lot of innuendos, like a lot. Like if you,
Well, yeah, that's how
Might be
you
for like parents.
Yeah, that's how you
Because it
make
keeps
a
them
kids
interested.
movie not completely boring
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the adults.
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, yeah. But what were you going to say about Disney and before I rudely interrupted you? I'm so sorry.
I was just gonna say stuff about like how like weird it is to watch movies with your parents now, because like I swear for the
I
longest
feel like
time
it's
it
weird.
wasn't that big of a deal for me.
For our family,
like-
we just had a movie night. We just kept the tradition of movie night every single Friday. So it's not. I guess we just.
Okay, just like imagine you're watching a movie, right? And like a sex scene pulls
I
up.
meing, we
Like,
don't.
What,
share-
what, the, what are you
I-
supposed to? It's like,
We try to keep it PG just because of my younger brother.
Yeah, right,
So
younger
I mean, it's not.
siblings.
It's always been, and you know, my family is quite religious, so
Yeah.
we don't watch. You know, there's no chance that we're gonna watch anything like
Yeah.
that. So, and you know, we make a joke out of it because if there's a kiss scene, we get like a blanket and cover it. So, I mean, we make a joke out of it. So it was you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, it's never been really weird. And this
Because
other-
I watched Everything and Everywhere.
yeah, the movie that you recommended.
And yeah, it's a great movie. Highly recommend it. But it does have some scenes that are, you know,
That's
inappropriate.
spicy.
Probably not some
Oh,
scenes
that's
that you would watch
spicy.
with your family.
yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you know, I'm just sitting in the theater and there's my dad and stepmom, and I'm just
Like,
like,
straightforward, like no eye contact.
yeah, no, because like a couple of times I would like glance over them to see how they were reacting to something, but then when it was the kissing and the sexing, I was just like,
Imagine if you like glanced to your right and your dad's just like staring straight at you.
see that's the funny thing is like I get all like tensed about that, but my parents don't care, you know.
I mean,
It's just
yeah.
it's just like an awkward feeling, like
It is. This is like, what, okay.
yeah, it's like the same feeling of like why the talk with your parents is so awkward. It's just like
Yeah.
okay, cool.
It's all. I think they feel more awkward, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
if I ever have kids, it's like, it's terrifying. To, like, think about that.
Birds and the bees.
Bro, I've not seen a movie with my parents. I think in a long like 5
I
10
watched
plus years.
I watched the new Doctor Strange with my dad, which no one in my family enjoyed that movie.
I mean, I think I've seen like a nature documentary with my mom here in this theater, but that's like kind of it.
It, huh?
I don't know. We don't really watch movies because they're
Yeah, I noticed that
doing
not
so.
like even with COVID restrictions kind of lifting up, there's not a lot of people at the movies as.
It's also
you know.
just not a lot of movies that I want to go see.
Yeah. I was really excited for Doctor Strange, and I was really disappointed that it was.
Yeah, I'm kind of
like
bummed
that.
out now too.
Yeah,
because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, like I really liked the first one. Like,
Yeah, me too.
There is that trope where the bad guy is the good guy, but with the same powers, but you know, evil or whatever. But I still enjoyed it for what it was. But then this new movie, like the camera and like the visual effects were really cool. I liked it a lot.
I mean, it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
You can
so-
always expect at least that much.
But the story was a bit.
lacking.
It was a bit lacking, and
Yeah.
I felt like it didn't know how to finish the movie because it was essentially it was a finishing movie for one of the characters. Spoilers, spoiler warning.
Spoiler.
I
alert.
might-
if
have
you're,
to add-
if you're okay with me with hearing the spoilers.
Yeah, I know. I don't
Okay,
care.
you don't mind this?
I don't
Okay,
care, yeah.
spoiler warning, guys. So basically, the plot of the movie is there is a character who can travel between multiverses, between universes, right?
Okay.
And did you watch WandaVision, the show?
No.
So basically, in that show, you know Wanda, right?
Yeah.
The Scarlet Witch, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
She creates kids through her magic powers, but they essentially die or they disappear because she has to dispel them because they had negative effects. Her doing that had negative effects, right?
Okay.
So in this movie, she realizes that there are universes where those kids are real, and she wants to be with them. So what she's planning is taking the powers of this universe-jumping girl and going to that universe, killing off the Wanda Maximoff in that universe and taking her place, right? Do you get that general gist?
Can't she just adopt?
I know, right?
She
I don't
wants
know.
those specific kids with like those powers.
Yeah,
'cause I
yeah,
feel like
but
she's
but like
gotten used to them. or
a
whatever.
point that was brought up, I think, online was why not just go to a universe where those kids don't have a mom, right?
Yeah.
There should be a universe where that exists, the multiverse, right?
Infinite
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
universes,
But anyway,
yeah.
ignore that.
Fuck that. Let's get a movie.
Yeah, yeah,
day.
yeah. So anyway, she turns she turns completely evil.
Because of the book. Or
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, yeah. And then she tries to get the powers and whatever. They go to a new universe, and these new characters are introduced. Like Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four is introduced.
Okay.
John Krasinski, which everyone was really excited.
Krasinski,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then I think
Quiet Place. Both of
Captain
those movies.
Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, but she was played by a different actor.
Yeah.
There was also Xavier.
Dr. Xavier.
Dr.
from X-Men.
Xavier. Yeah.
Oh,
Patrick
X-Men, yeah, okay.
Stewart, I think that's his name.
Patrick Stewart.
I think Patrick Stewart is his name, I believe.
Stewart.
Yeah, I believe. And
Stuart Little.
anyway,
It's a little mouse guy.
basically, she kills them all.
Classic.
Yeah, and the whole story boils down to, oh, I was a bad person. I shouldn't have done those things. And then she kills herself.
Yeah, that part was like, you got all that just to kill yourself?
Yeah, there was like it was a complete 180 twice, like in both her characters, right? Because
Okay, she didn't really like, she just like makes some rocks.
Yeah,
crumble on
I
the
hate
ground.
that. I hate that trope where a character is killed off by a bunch of falling rocks. She is a superhero who can alter reality, and she gets killed off by a bunch
And
of
she
rocks.
just murdered all those
Well,
other
we don't know if
she died.
powerful.
We don't know if she died. We don't see a body or whatever. But I was disappointed with this movie because I felt like there were a lot of. It felt a bit rushed, and
I mean, yeah, it sounds like the fucking start to finish just wasn't very comprehensive
Yeah.
or whatever as well.
a lot of people seem to like it. It's very divided. It has like a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's like, okay, because
and
the way
I
you've
didn't
explained
like
it is literally like she is regular WandaVision. She goes crazy over these kids. She wants them. She goes evil mode. And then at the very end, like nothing even happens. She's just like, oh shit, I've been a bad person.
And then she kills herself.
Should
Yeah.
probably kill
Yeah.
myself.
And then she destroys the book and is like,
Yeah, and
It's like, okay, you just created all the problems and solved all the problems.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Like,
yeah.
and nothing about her character, like, even changed for any reason. It's just like,
I mean,
she just-
I get it, like parents' love and all that, but still, you could have.
also, I don't like how they just randomly introduce this person that can travel through like multiverses. They,
I mean,
they
there
didn't
wasn't-
hint at
I
all.
think that was the best way to introduce her. It would have been. I don't think there was.
I feel like there should be some references, like with like Thanos,
Before?
they did that.
Maybe I don't know, but yeah, and Doctor Strange, I don't know what his purpose was really. I mean,
He was
what-
just there.
Yeah, he was
yeah,
just-
for it to be a Doctor Strange movie.
you need Doctor Strange, so I don't know.
He kind of just like guided the girl like different like move around and stuff. He was just like
Yeah, he was like the.
Did he play more or less of a part than he did in the Spider-Man movie?
More. He was in the whole
lot,
film.
or-
Right. With Spider-Man, with No Way Home, it was a bit different, right? Because he was trapped for like a major part of the film, right?
I feel like he had a bigger
Yeah, that's
impact
true.
in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He was the one who, like, started the whole thing with the spell.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. His power level, like scalars or whatever. Like I'm gonna kind of nerdy or whatever for a bit, but what he can do varies very a lot depending on what film he's in, and I find that quite annoying. And
Yeah,
I think
well, I
that's
mean,
true
that's-
for a lot of characters in MCU. It's like because they wanted to make it a movie where they just don't wreck everybody, they have to scale them down a bit or whatever. And
Yeah,
that can
because
be
it,
quite
like,
annoying.
right, it matters a lot about whose movie it is, really.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Like Scarlet Witch, I feel like in that movie could have shitted on everyone easily. It's
Yeah,
like, what the heck?
yeah. But I really enjoyed the horror aspects. I think that was really fun. There was this one death. Oh my gosh, it was so brutal. There's this guy that his voice is really loud. It like can destroy matter just by speaking. But she removes his mouth, but his vocal cords are still attached. So he tries talking, but the sound just like breaks his skull, and like
Oh,
you can see
wow.
like the brain matter falling out.
Okay.
But-
Marvel,
Yeah,
Disney,
yeah.
we love.
Yeah, it's PG-13 by the way.
Did they get their fuck or, like, shit?
No, they
or
did
something?
not. They did not.
Damn it.
No bad words.
No bad words. Is there a MCU movie where they say that?
I don't know, but usually like the meme about PG-13 movies is that they get like one fuck or
it's
shit.
like, oh, wow.
Yeah, and then everyone
I say
like
the not to
when we were in like elementary school and we would like watch movies in the classroom and they would go, oh, damn it. And everyone would go like, oh my god.
Is that a naughty word? And I feel like nowadays kids don't care anymore.
H-E double hockey.
Yeah.
It just stopped working. Wait.
How much should... What?
Did it like just now, or has it been that way?
No, it just stopped. Wait. It's just OBS.
Is it picking up anything?
Did we lose everything?
No, not everything. It just
Okay.
it's like recently, because like I looked down and my mic wasn't working anymore.
Yeah, this stopped working too.
Well, guys, we can hopefully use the microphone on the phone. I guess it's where we end it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because
we've had some technical difficulties, so I think we'll just end it here.
I think we were at a good stopping
Yeah,
point
that's
for like how long
yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
That was longer than the first one, right?
yeah, this is
I think so.
definitely longer. But
if you
hey,
could-
hope you enjoyed.
We are
Pretty good.
scuffed as always.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thank you guys for watching. This has been the second episode of the Unix podcast. Hopefully next time we won't have any technical difficulties, but just quickly, I won't be in the next one, so we'll have a special guest in my place.
Yep. We're still deciding on who that is. It's gonna be a friend of ours. We just don't know who that is yet. We might have a 4-person episode potentially.
Who knows? The door is open on that. But if you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't miss any episodes of the podcast. And I would just like to say that the responses for the last one were actually pretty great.
Yeah. 37 views. Let's go.
But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.